The Publisher section of the template allows the user to enter metadata regarding original publishers, administrative publishers, and sub-publishers. The original publisher is the owner of the copyright. Songwriters and composers that control their works are publishers. The administrative publisher has been assigned rights and copyrights by the original publisher. The original publisher owns the copyrights, but the administrative publisher registers works and collects and distributes royalties on behalf of the original publisher. A sub-publisher is essentially an administrator outside of the original publisher's home territory. At ASCAP and CSAC, the self-published songwriter and composer must create both a writer and a publisher affiliation in order to collect both the writer and publisher share of performance royalties. At BMI, a writer may collect his or her publisher share via his or her writer affiliation. Typically, the writers and their publishers have an equal share of the 50% allotted to the writer and to the publisher. For example, if you are the sole writer, your writer share would be 50. If your composition has co-publishers, each with an equal share, then each would enter 25 as its publisher share. The maximum aggregated allowable share for the publishers is 50%. The performance, mechanical, and synchronization organization fields have drop-down lists showing the many collection management organizations around the world. In the US, there are no societies that license synchronization rights, so you will likely leave this column empty, or use NS for no society. The internal ID is an identifier that you assign to each publisher whose works you are registering. Each identifier must be unique, and you must keep track of those identifiers, because some collection management organizations specifically use those identifiers in their matching process. Typically, writer and publisher identifiers include sequentially assigned numeric digits. The Interested Party Identifier, or IPI, is administered by SWISA, the Swiss Collection Management Organization. When a writer or publisher affiliates with its local PRO, SWISA is notified and it assigns the IPI. This Interested Party Identifier is used globally to identify a writer or publisher. The field for controlled status is a drop-down list that includes N for no and Y for yes. If you control and administer the copyright, then the controlled status should be set to Y. The territory field contains a drop-down list of territories around the world. If you are a self-administering original publisher, you will enter the territory where you administer. If the original publisher has an administrator, then the original publisher will leave the territory field blank. The administrative publisher or sub-publisher will include the territory field. There is a drop-down for the administrator or sub-publisher row code. AM equals administrator and SE equals sub-publisher.